Hello there! Welcome to Tuskeh Talks, my take on the week in WoW, Wildstar, and in general. My name is Tuskeh, and on this episode I'm gonna be pretty happy, all things considered. Anniversary news, plans for Wildstar, and we're nearly at 1,000 subscribers. So we'll start with WoW. So there's been a whole bunch of news about WoW, and if you're interested in any of it, you should probably go to MMO Champion, but a lot of it is kind of beta spoilers that I don't want to get into, that I haven't really looked at. They've got a couple of zone previews on there, Nagrand and Spires of Iraq, and they've got a few kind of different things on there. I would recommend, again, not looking at it, as I rant on about just about every single bloody week on this show. Don't spoil yourself, stay strong, enjoy the game when it comes out. There is, of course, the cinematic preview on August 14th, which I am looking forward to immensely. I'm going to watch that cinematic so many times, it's going to be awesome. But in more kind of gameplay-related news, WoW's 10th anniversary is nearly here. As of November, the game will be a decade old. It's kind of hard to imagine, really, but kind of awesome, too, in a way. It's been a very long road. I've been here for probably about 6 or 7 years of it, probably more now at this point, probably closer to 8 or 9. Bloody hell, I've played this game a lot. Well, anyway, in my opinion, Blizzard have kind of sucked at doing anniversary events. I mean, every year they've had to, like, repeat things, and I believe in, like, the first year or the second year that Mr. Pandaria was live, for one of the anniversaries, they talked about Deathwing in the mail that they sent to everyone. It was all very old and a bit bollocks, really. But this time, they've done a good job, in my opinion. So they're going to release a few new things. They're going to be kind of a PvP and a PvE focused thing. The PvP thing will be Tarren Mill versus South Shore, which is kind of a classic PvP scenario. Now, if you don't know, back in Vanilla WoW, like the very first Vanilla WoW, there wasn't Battlegrounds. No such thing as Battlegrounds existed, and I don't even know if the Honor System existed. And Tarren Mill versus South Shore was really the only thing you could do if you wanted to PvP. It was kind of a never-ending open-world battle. And that sounds really cool, right? You know, kind of the two different strategically placed towns constantly fighting, where one town attacks the other, and it sounds really cool, right? It was terrible, absolutely terrible, but it sounds cool. Some of the problems were that if one side won, then the other town would be completely unavailable to the other faction, like for quests and the like, because those were questing zones. It was like a level 20 zone, so you would have level 60s fighting there, and it was just a nightmare. And other than that, it was also laggy and not well optimized, and there wasn't really much incentive to do it. It was a battleground before there were battlegrounds, really. So, but anyway, Tarren Mill versus South Shore is now going to be a battleground, which is going to be available for the duration of this anniversary event. It's not going to be available afterwards, because the Blizzard developers have said that they feel it wouldn't really work in a long-term kind of thing, so it's not going to be permanent. None of this is going to be permanent as far as I'm aware. In terms of the PvE, Molten Core Classic is going to be boosted up to 90 for looking for raid to power through, which is actually quite cool, I think. Just kind of boosts the mechanics up to level 90, so you have to actually half think about it. I mean, in LFR, you barely have to think about anything, but the fact that it's level 90 is kind of cool. I don't think they're going to be updating the gear at all. I'd be very surprised if they did. I think it's just for the fun of it. But there is a couple of things. If you actually go through it and beat it, you'll get a Core Hound mount, which is really cool. I'm pretty sure you'll just get it flagged to your account as opposed to it dropping, which, I mean, that wouldn't even make any sense anyway, because that's not how the loot works in LFR. So you'll get the Core Hound mount, and if at any point during the event you log into the game, you'll get a Molten Corgi pet. A Molten Corgi pet. That's just brilliant. That's really cool, and I'm sure Fat Boss is going crazy about that. They love their corgis. I don't know why, but they do. So I would have to say this 10th anniversary thing is kind of cool. The Molten Core thing is going to be interesting. I'll probably make a video about it, just going through it. Maybe I'll do a wildlife kind of thing. But really, I just think it's cool. More things to do, a little bit new content. This is perfect. This is kind of what I've been talking about, just having something new to do. It's only for a little bit of time, and really it's quite close to the release of Warlords, but it's something to do. So there you go. Now, just a quick announcement now. I'm starting a new series of videos called WoW Live. That's going to cover different parts of the game. This first series that I'm doing will be covering boosting a character to level 90 and what kind of things will be involved. It's going to be all raw footage. I've already released the first video, and the next part I'll probably release on Monday. But no part of this process is going to be skipped over. There'll be nothing edited, there'll be nothing like saying like, oh, I'll just go and gem and enchant my gear, and then fade to black, come back, and I'm all geared and jammed up. No, it's not going to work like that. It's going to be 100% raw footage. It's going to be all the boring parts, all the exciting parts, starting with making the UI, going into the Timeless Isle, going into the first LFRs, making the way up, and eventually my goal, really, is hopefully before Warlords, to just tank a normal mode raid, even if it's just a couple of bosses. I would like to do that, and by documenting the whole process like this, I should be able to help people, really. I mean, this is what this is all about, guides and helping people, and this was something that was suggested to me. Someone said they liked the whole idea of just seeing a boosted level 90 happen, and the kind of things that's going to be involved. So that's what I'm going to do. With the computer problems slowly but surely getting fixed at this point, kind of I would expect WoW Live to be my main series for now. It's quite easy to make, and that also allows me to work with videos with Curse at the same time. And unfortunately, making the raiding guide, which is a series of videos that I do like making, I'm not really going to be able to make too many of them at the moment. I might be able to make like a tanking tips guide, because I have made a druid tank as my level 90 boost, but my UI and the like are kind of a bit broken at the moment for my shaman, so I'm just going to have to sort that out. I mean, eventually I'm going to be using the computer that I'm using now as my main computer, and it's going to require a whole bunch of swapping hard drives out and the like, so that may happen sometime in the future. I'm just kind of letting you in behind the scenes here. Really, I'm going to keep making videos. They're going to keep coming out, and they're going to be there. So hopefully you guys will like them. If you have any feedback about the videos I make, if you want to see a specific video or a specific topic covered, let me know, and I'll probably do it, really. I mean, I am your mule. I will do what you want. That's part of the job description. This reduces all damage taken by 20,000, which is a little bit of an annoyance for me, but that's okay. It doesn't last too long. And we will stun you quickly. There we go. Got to keep an eye out for those portraits. Oh, sorry, those cast bars that have this shield around them. That means they cannot be interrupted. So you can only stop them by stunning them. So moving on to Wildstar. Now, unfortunately, there isn't too much to talk about in terms of Wildstar's news. It's happily trucking along with Sabotage now being live. I talked about that last week, and it's still live. There's still stuff to do. There's still PvE, PvP, all that kind of stuff. But I can take this opportunity instead to talk about what my goals with Wildstar are, and what you can really expect from the channel. Now, Wildstar is, of course, another MMO that has a large time requirement. Just like any other MMO at the top level, you have to spend quite a lot of time getting into things. And while I do love Wildstar, I don't really have the time to dedicate to going all the way like I have with WoW, so I'm not going to be getting into raiding. I just don't have the time to do so. And it doesn't really interest me as much as WoW's raiding. I love the way WoW does raiding, and really, I'm just going to go up ahead and say it now. I love Wildstar, but I love WoW more. Maybe it's just because I've been playing WoW for so long, it's had my attention for so long, or I built my channel upon WoW, but basically, I just love WoW. And I'm more excited to play WoW with this boosted level 90 than I am to really do too much more with Wildstar at the moment. But there are things I want to do with Wildstar. I want to level a couple more characters, maybe a healer, to get into doing adventures and dungeons. That way I can make guides for them, and it would also allow me to get better footage for the Curse videos that I'm making. And we'll talk a little bit about Curse in just a bit. Other than that, I also do a bit of roleplay with Wildstar, and I do like it. It's fun. If you're a role player and you want to get into Wildstar, you can do that. There's a website called Wildstar Roleplay. Just Google that, and you can find a whole bunch of different guilds. It's a lot of fun. But other than that, there isn't really much to talk about with Wildstar, so let's move on. Now on to general news. The first thing I want to talk about is Curse. Now, things are going well with Curse. I'm making more videos. It's going quite well. Unfortunately, the computer problems have slightly gotten in the way of me doing this, but not to the point where I haven't been able to make videos. Have made another video, and I will link it in the description below. But other than that, things are going well with Curse, and I may actually be making some videos for Curse on different MMOs, like Archage, because as part of the contract, I will get either a key or I'll get reimbursed for buying the game as part of the, getting paid process. So that's kind of cool. I like that. And it'll give me a chance to try out a new MMO. Admittedly, I haven't really got the time to get into a new MMO, considering I've got 2 MMOs on my platter right now, but it's part of the job description, and hey, maybe Archage will be amazing. I've looked at like a couple of trailers, and none of it's just like particularly grips me, but, gotta give it a shot. It's my job, so I'll be doing that. But on to more interesting news. We are nearly at 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. That's just brilliant. 4 digits. That's going to be so cool to see. This will likely happen by probably this time next week, or maybe a bit sooner. So I'd like to know what you folks think we should do. So I want to celebrate this somehow. I mean, I know it's just a number, but it's just an excuse, really, to do something a little bit different and a little bit cool. So, a few ideas given to me so far have been to make a funny video, something like the True LFR Guide to celebrate, a Let's Play-like video, right, with some of the friends that you've heard on the channel before, like Ellie and Warlin. You've probably heard their names thrown about a little bit, and I can introduce them and we can play games together. There's a whole bunch of different co-op games, like Magicka, Alien Swarm, there's a whole bunch of different games that you might find entertaining when we play them. I don't know. I'm not a fan of making Let's Play content, but that's a suggestion I've been given. And another one has been a kind of a summary video about the channel, with kind of epic music that celebrates the channel, going through some of the guides, and kind of like having the music that I use for the introductory sequences, and just going through it all, and like having some cool moments, and just kind of mashing it into one big super video, or something like that. But really, I'd like to know what you think. That's what I'd like. I'd like to know what you guys would like to see. So go ahead and throw feedback and ideas in the comments, or if you want to mail me directly, there is information in the description below. Just, yeah, I'd like to hear what you think. And I'd like to also say thank you to all the people that have been commenting a lot and that have followed the channel since its inception. And you have been out there, and you have been very supportive. And I know who you are, because every time someone comments on my channel, or subscribes, or any of that kind of stuff, I get notified about it. So I see every single comment, and I do read every single comment. Admittedly, I don't respond to all of them. I probably should, but the YouTube system has been a bit broken recently, and it's become more and more difficult to respond directly to comments. But I am reading your comments, and if you really want to have a chat with me, you can always mail me, and I will be more than happy to have a natter with you. So yeah, again, thank you very much for all of your support, and all of the dedication, really, that you folks have shown, even when videos have got a little bit sparse recently, so thank you very much. That's it for this episode of Tuskeh Talks. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you have any thoughts, make sure to leave a comment below, and like or dislike the video. I'm always after feedback, so let me know what you think. You can contact me using the links in the description, or just leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to catch my videos as soon as they come out. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you the best of luck with your gaming endeavours.
Bathrooms, go.
This is a terrible idea!
Go.
This is a terrible idea! Is your idea?
Come
He's
out.
gonna hurt everybody in there with the murderer.